Okay, so I'm here at a small front yard today. I'm just using the bucket to just tear everything out here. You can see we already got a nice little load going right here. If I have a big open space, I'll use that cultivator, but for something this small, the cultivator is a little cumbersome. It's like a lot going on with it. It's got the tiller, it's got the big basket on the front. It's just not great for tight spaces. But with the bucket, you can just scoop everything out, put it in the trailer. But that's kind of the point I wanted to make, is that by having dedicated landscape days where I can just have a truck and trailer set up for landscaping, it provides clarity in my schedule. Because admittedly, before, man, I was just like going out doing mowing some days, doing landscaping some days. But I think by just having this new hybrid schedule, it's going to allow us to just laser focus on the mowing Monday through Wednesday. We're gonna have to hammer down, but it's gonna open up 2 solid days of landscaping for us. So logistically, it's gonna be much better when we know, okay, we can switch gears, like truly switch gears, and load the trucks up for landscaping equipment rather than trying to bounce back and forth in the middle of the week. A very small front yard. I scooped all of this stuff out with a bucket. You can see how sandy our soil is. You don't always run into this, but I mean, this stuff is like, man, it's powder. Very, very sandy, absolutely no nutrition in this lawn. That's what we run into here in Northwest Florida and a lot of our lawns. So you got to bring in this stuff. So we're going to coat this whole lawn, get it all tilled in and graded out with the good stuff, and this is what allows the sod to actually do well. A lot of companies will come in, they'll level this out and say, hey, we're just going to throw down the sod. That sod will look good for about a year, and then guess what? All the nutrition that was in that sod finally gets used up. The sod is like sitting on top of sand and it dies out. So do it right, man. Get the good stuff and add it to the lawn. This is what's going to allow the sod not to just, take hold, but like actually thrive in its new environment. The other thing that I wanted to mention about this is I don't just like dump all this stuff on the ground. It just kind of creates a mess. So you see I have it tilted up in our dump trailer. I'll bring the skid over here and I can just scoop right out of the back of the dump trailer. It makes cleanup like way easier. It's just a cleaner way to do it, in my opinion. So if you have access to a dump trailer, this is a better way to do it, in my opinion. So yeah, this sure beats the heck out of wheelbarrowing it, that's for sure. So again, we're going to sprinkle this layer all over, get it all nice and raked in and smoothed out, and sod is going to really flourish. So that was somebody that just saw me doing this work, and they wanted a quote. So I'm gonna finish up this job. I'll swing by their place and look at their yard and give them a quote. Virginia, your timer is set. It's set to come on at 6:30 a.m. It's going to come on for 40 to 45 minutes and soak your lawn. So it came out really nice. We got it all nice and smooth. Sprinklers off. Everything is patched in. So I think you'll be real happy whenever you get here and get to check it out again. So appreciate you letting us take care of this for you. But yeah, you got a great looking front yard again. So a quick note about this job. It's easy to look at sod jobs and think, man, if I'm solo, like there's no way I can do that. Like I need labor, like I need manpower to get this done. And I would like to tell you, no, actually on a job like this, you don't. This is easily done as a solo guy. I am working very hard to put together this sod course for you guys because, again, like with us moving to this like hybrid business model of mowing and landscaping, like the reason that I'm doing that is because I know how much margin and profit is in the landscaping side of things, and I want other people to experience that, and I want to tell you, like, you don't have to have 5-6 employees to tackle these projects. Yes, you might not be doing a 20 pallet sod job with you and a helper, but you can string together some of these smaller projects. If you just focus your marketing efforts, you can do these smaller projects even as a solo guy or just a guy with a helper, and I kid you not, you can hit a full week's worth of mowing profits in one job landscaping. So I want this video just to be more encouraging to you than anything else, and you start thinking like, hey, what can I do to drive up the revenue for my business? What can I do to increase profit margins? Like if you're like a solo guy and you're kind of like burned out and you're like, man, I am sick of mowing, like I'm kind of just at a spot where I can't do anymore. I would really encourage you to think of a hybrid business model where you can start picking and choosing some of these high ticket, high margin jobs, add them to what you're doing. Frankly, your bank account will most likely grow a lot quicker. Now, I say all that, and I've preached before how important it is to focus on what you're doing. If you do not have your mowing business like optimized and figured out, I just got off a coaching call with a very nice gentleman, and he doesn't have his mowing route optimized yet. Like he doesn't have his scheduling like appropriately set up, like none of that yet. So I would never tell somebody that was in that position like, hey, you need to add landscaping to what you're doing. I'm talking to people who are a little more along the path, got mowing optimized. They're not looking to grow a huge lawn mowing company, but they're looking to add revenue. And I'm telling you that small landscaping projects, for me, in my opinion, that is the path of least resistance to add to your bottom line. Okay, so what is this hybrid mowing week that I'm talking about us transitioning to? The way we're currently set up right now is to mow Monday through Thursday. That is the crew out mowing full time, me jumping in occasionally to help them finish, to speed them up so we can do a landscape project on the back end of the week. Occasionally, I will go out in the middle of the week and then do some landscaping work. But here's the problem with that. Our trucks and trailers are sometimes set up for mowing. Sometimes I'm set up for landscape. And logistically, it is turning into a nightmare, okay? But here's what I've noticed. We are able to make, and this is not an exaggeration, we are able to make in one landscape job, all right? One landscape job. The profit from one good landscape job is the equivalent of a full week's worth of profit for mowing, okay? I'm not talking about revenue. I'm not talking about gross revenue for mowing. I'm talking about the profit generated from mowing, all right? The full week, we can capture those profits in one landscaping job, all right? So that has to get my attention as the business owner, right? So like I never want to get rid of the recurring revenue, but the problem is so much of our time is involved with mowing, and our landscaping has just been like an afterthought. No more, okay? Landscaping is going to be a vital part of what we're doing moving forward, and I'm leaning all into that, okay? But I am not discounting mowing or saying that mowing is not as important as it used to be. The plan moving forward is to take those 4 full days of mowing, which truthfully sometimes they bleed over into 5 days, okay? It's to take that full amount of mowing and condense it down to 3 days, okay? That means not working 7 or 8 hour days, all right? That means like possibly working 10-hour days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all right? Now before, whenever I would just occasionally go out and work with the crew to speed them up, I am going to go back into the field and be a vital part of 1 day of mowing, okay? And we're gonna call it a blitz day, like a mowing blitz day, when we come in and just absolutely wreck. Like I go wide open. That's the only way that we're gonna make this work. And again, the key point of this hybrid mowing week is that I'm not cutting a bunch of mowing out. Our mowing is optimized to be very, very profitable, but what we're going to do is we are going to condense it and squish it down into 3 days, all right? And again, that's not overtaxing the crew. What that means is I step back into the field for this season of business to work on this blitz day on Tuesday to free up time on the back end of the week. How does this help us? If we can condense 4 days of mowing down to 3, okay? Have 2 dedicated landscaping days on Thursday and Friday. I told you earlier that we were able to capture a full week's worth of mowing profits with 1 landscape job. If we add another day of landscaping to what we're doing, we have basically 3x our profits. So again, before when we were doing just mowing, we had great margins, everything was good, but it took a full week to get X amount of profit. I realized, man, we're doing sob, we're doing these landscaping installs. We are capturing that. So now we're going to do at least double what we're doing by adding 1 landscaping job a week. And I said, hey, we need to be able to add another landscaping day to what we're doing. I want to be able to knock out at least 2 landscaping projects a week. And that, in essence, that second landscaping project lets us triple our profits for the week. If you are just starting out and you have not optimized your mowing, I do not believe this is a good strategy for you. It's going to spread you too thin and it's going to be a nightmare. I would encourage you to get your mowing set up to where it's full, you have a nice full schedule. Then whenever you decide that you want to add landscaping or these other high margin projects to what you're doing, you have options to cut out some of the mowing, okay? Cut out some of the non-profitable work, cut out some of the stragglers for mowing, and then you have a super condensed mowing route. And now it's like you're taking the path of least resistance to increase the margins, to increase your bottom line. I mean, you could go out and have to get 200 more clients or 200 more mowing accounts to literally equal 1 job of landscaping. So think about that. You take the crew that you already have. You don't have to add more crews, more trucks or trailers. You literally take the same trucks, the asset, you switch it over, you transition midweek, turn those mowing trucks into more landscaping rigs, go out and do your landscaping work. That is the model, that is the approach that I am taking this year. And again, we've been flirting with this for the last 2 or 3 years. And this year I'm just like, you know what? We're doing it. We're going all in on this. We are going to take a hybrid mowing week, and it is going to, I think it's going to be a fantastic thing. So that is what I mean by we are transitioning to a hybrid work week. Just wanted to keep you guys in the loop. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next one.